I honestly have no idea if I'm gonna record that video or if I'm gonna upload it or not. But here's the news. Just seen that news in my feed, and I'm gonna tell you guys why I'm recording that video while recording that video. But Twitch bans implied nudity after creators push boundaries. So I'm gonna read and explain to you why I'm recording that video while reading and uploading it. All right. So live stream platform Twitch announced Wednesday it's banning implied nudity. No. You guys need to see that. Yeah. All right. Now you can see. Live stream platform Twitch announced Wednesday it's banning implied nudity a few weeks after some streamers began to imply they weren't wearing clothing, marking yet English isn't my first language, guys. Marking yet another episode in Twitch's long-running conflict with sexual content on the site. So the key facts here are: Twitch said in a blog post the ban is in response to streamers, including Twitch partner Morboy, I don't know who that is, who would use sensor bars or camera frames to suggest they were partially or completely nude. The post noted that most streamers using the tactic appropriately labeled their broadcasts as having sexual themes, but thumbnails of the suggestive streams could still be seen while browsing the platform, which can be used by people 13 and up. Just gonna, this is distracting me. Alright, okay. So the new policy states streamers cannot be fully or partially nude and cannot imply full or partial nudity by covering their breasts or genitals with objects or sensor bars. I got introduced to that whole thing when I've seen Asmongold reacting to Boogie. Boogie, the huge guy. And Boogie was totally nude on the stream, but because he has a big belly, alright, that was covering his genitals, and he was portraying that, or he was doing that, as if he's putting a question out there. Is that alright? Because you can't see his genitals, but you know that he's nude. It's all just alright. So it further instructs streamers who present as women to cover your nipples and do not expose under bust, though it says cleavage is unrestricted, while saying the area extending from streamers' hips to the bottom of their pelvis and backside must be covered. That's hilarious. I'm gonna explain, guys. Just let's go through it here. Alright. So, key background: the implied nudity tactic was popularized by streamers including Morgby, again don't know who that is, who was banned from Twitch after hosting a stream where she appeared to be nude through the use of the camera framing and the wearing of a tube top. The Twitch partner has since been reinstated to the platform. Twitch received pushback last month for easing up on its sexual content policies with a rule allowing artistic nudity. I'm gonna tell you what I think about that in a minute. On the site, which was met with streamers pushing the boundaries of the term of service, Twitch quickly rolled back the policy, citing community concern. The platform has long struggled to moderate sexual content. In 2021, Twitch received criticism over a policy it had allowing streamers to appear in swimwear in contextually appropriate situations. So, hot tub? Yeah, hot tub, right? Such as being at the beach or in a hot tub, yep. Alright, the platform gave hot tub and beach streams their own category at one point, and eventually took disciplinary action on some streamers who stretched the policy to host risk broadcasts. I don't know what that words mean. Okay, again, English is my second language, guys. Alright, rescue or risk. Anywho, I can understand it from the context. Broadcasts that happen to have hot tubs in them. Yeah, so I've been noticing the development in that situation over, I'm just gonna bring you back here. Yay! I've been noticing the development in that situation over the past couple weeks, actually, and further back, I think, but it just it became a trend in the past couple weeks, and guys like Linus in the One Show has talked about it. Of course, Asmon Gold has talked about it. It's content gold for him. I love that guy, by the way. All in all, whenever I hear those guys talking about such thing in particular, I have, as a Muslim, Egyptian, Middle Eastern, Arabic guy, a certain point of view about the whole situation that I think, when I see something like that, I keep thinking to myself, well, alright, no, it has no solution. Let me start from the beginning. So, Twitch is a gaming site, which means immediately, because I've just started streaming to Twitch 3 weeks ago. I have 8 followers. Yay! Please come and follow. Which means there are kids there. So the question automatically becomes, what do you want kids to see? Because, and that leads us to another question, which is, can kids be introduced to all the sex knowledge on the internet? I've been on the internet since I've been 15, alright? We first bought a computer when I was 15 years old. First time I opened the internet browser, I think I was 15 or 16. So I was already a teenager back then. And just know that I was a teenager in Egypt who didn't know much about anything in the world other than the books I read, and I read a lot. And it was surprising for me. And it took me a long time. Now that, alright, now I am a creature of the internet and I know everything that there is to know about it because, well, it's my industry and my work and everything. I live on the internet and technology, I'm an engineer. But is that safe for kids to see? And I've seen the debate on the whole thing for the years that had gone by. And how some says, no, in France, the consent age is actually 14 or 15, and in USA it's 18, but in the Middle East actually and in many countries, not in the Middle East by the way, that doesn't happen, but in many countries in the world, well, kids, when they are 12 or something, they get married. Once they get their period, they're alright, you got your period, go marry. Now, there is no solution. We know that as Muslims, that there is no solution to managing or moderating or regulating that topic in particular by humans' minds. By I'm religious. Hopefully I'm a devout Muslim, but think about it logically, please, before you get any before you get defensive against any of that. I'm not saying here that this is the only way and there can never be another way. I'm asking if there is another way, please let us know. The only way to deal with something like that is to know that humans are gonna still be humans, no matter how you think that they are cultured, civilized. If they are college professors, they are still gonna have instincts. And if you trust that they're gonna regulate their instincts themselves, and so you're gonna tell everyone else around them, alright, you can be as nude as you'd like and no one will care. No, they'll care. If they didn't show that in front of you, they're gonna care while they're in their private rooms and their private moments. And we can, as humans, it's in our biology. And mixed with that is curiosity. So when Islam tells women that it's better to be covered up, it's not because it's not because Islam wants to oppress women. No. It's you can wear whatever you want, but know that all the men around you, and I'm a man, and I've been in Egypt, and I've been in many countries around the world, and you guys can see everywhere on the internet, men are men everywhere. If in the most first world countries and in the most third and fourth world countries, men are men. And men won't care if the woman in front of them is in her teens or preteen, or even if she's an old woman or an old grandmother even. If there is a woman who can be thought of sexually, she will be thought of sexually by a lot of men. Whether those men are gonna control themselves, control their urges, it's a whole other question. You can't just... You can't risk it, especially with kids. So back to Twitch. As it is right now, with kids on it. Once kids show up in a stream that has some nudity in it, that will automatically trigger a whole lot of predators and betas and those kind of people. Even if those people seem so innocent, there will be grooming. That's one thing. The second thing, you can't have it on the site even at a tiny bit because it will grow. And think about it. It's a game of attention. If you started opening Twitch as a man, okay, and you open Twitch, even if you just had sex or you just, had, I'm gonna talk about the ideal scenario. So you are married to a very hot, beautiful woman and you just had sex and, having fun and open Twitch. If you see 20 thumbnails and one of them had nudity in it, you're gonna be curious and interested and you'd like to click it. What happens when that happens? The algorithm takes notice. Alright, that particular thumbnail is getting a lot of traction, it's getting a lot of attention, it's getting a lot of traffic. It's gonna give it a higher weight, it's gonna give it more priority to show. That's what the people want. If you tweak the algorithm so it's lower in priority. So, for example, if that exact thumbnail with nudity got 100 clicks, it's gonna equal 10 clicks on another thumbnail about another game. Well then, who are you to say that? Why are you regulating it like that? You see? So you say, alright, then leave it as it is. Now what happens? All other types of content are gonna get lower automatically. Sex sells the most. Alright? So it's gonna spread because if you have moral boundaries and you think, oh, I'm not gonna do that, 10 other guys or 10 other girls who are in need of money from the cash from Twitch's followers or the attention or the fame or anything like that, it's easy for them to, say, I'm just gonna take my clothes off and show up on a webcam. And now, yay, I'm a streamer girl and I have a following and I can't be famous as all the other girls and guys who've done that. Now, what happens? Twitch gets infested and all the, 3 or 4 rows once you get on Twitch, they're just that. So you say, alright, okay, so what? It's gonna turn into Pornhub. There is no way whatsoever that it can be regulated. It's either on or off. It's binary. You can't have... you just need to think about it, guys. Nudity and porn themes and erotica themes and all of that can't exist equally with all other types of content or all other types of attention of that content that's competing for attention. As humans, we are programmed. That's we came to this earth, or we are on this earth. Our number one priority is to procreate. So sex for us will always be our number one driver. Sex drove the internet to be what it is right now. If you don't know about that, then read about it. So once again, as Muslims, we take our directives from our religion, yes, not blindly. We are taught to, the first thing actually, the first word, the first directive ever, if you are a Muslim and you're starting getting into Islam, the first directive, the first word you know about it, it's read, learn, actually. It's not obey, no. The first directive, and you take it by heart with everything else. Do not take anything in Islam or in that particular religion blindly. No, if you do so, you're not doing it right. You're not learning, and it's teaching you, okay, read, learn, think logically. And in the Quran, because as a Muslim, and I have said, I've read the Quran multiple times, and I read it, I should read it more than one time per year, but I read it at least one time per year since I've been 7 years or something, and I'm 36 right now, and I memorize a whole lot of it. And the thing that is most frequent in the Quran, it's don't you think, don't you see, don't you well, I'm trying to find the translation, but it's all just pushing whoever is reading, whoever is learning, to think about it logically, to think about it from many points of views, to watch, to see, to learn. That's what it is about that. That actually is, it's ironic to me. I'm laughing while seeing something like that, because the discussion in many areas, even in our community, in our Muslim community, in our Middle Eastern community, Egyptian community, most of the time it's girls, I want to wear whatever I want to wear, and I don't want men to look at me. Like in the gyms, it's it's a trend for many, for 2 years or 3 years now on TikTok and stuff like that, that a girl would be wearing an extremely revealing outfit and goes to the gym and films herself. And no, I don't want men to look at me. We don't want to look at you, actually. We are in the gym to do anything other than to look at you. But if you're wearing that, we can't help ourselves. But if we are glancing that, oh, okay. And in Islam, there is a directive that you should look away. You should prevent yourself from looking. Because it's in your instinct that you're gonna find yourself looking. So you're gonna, okay, turn your gaze away. But please, why are you wearing that in the gym? Yeah, it should be what's most comfortable to you, but I'm sure you understand. You're not an idiot. So once again, I'm happy that Twitch has resorted into, banning even implied nudity, and it's gonna be a decision that I think they'll try to reach in the future. It's how to battle or how to struggle against the voices that are gonna say, no, we want nudity and artistic nudity and. Because as an engineer, when we design something, we design it for the worst case scenario. I'm gonna end the video with that so it's not that long, alright? When we design a building, we don't design it for the best case scenario. We don't design it so that the inhabitants of the building, or whoever is gonna be in that building, is gonna stand in certain points or is gonna walk certain paths. No. We design a certain building imagining the worst case scenario, that all the inhabitants, all the guys who are gonna be inhabiting that building are gonna be standing in that particular point. So we design it to take the most load possible, and we specifically write that in our design. That building is designed to handle such and such and such. When we design a car, I'm not saying that I'm a communications and electronics engineer, and even though when I design an electronic board, we design it so it can withstand all that it can withstand it. And if it can't, we specifically say that society should have regulations for its worst case scenarios. That's why we have laws. We can't, especially in open societies like Twitch, we can't adhere or just obey the voices of those who want to imagine the best case scenario. No. That's impossible. Society doesn't work like that. Since the beginning of history, there will always be those who will try and do the worst. And once that happens, if the society that we're talking about wasn't designed to handle their existence, it's gonna collapse. And I'm sure that Twitch and Twitch board, they don't want to see themselves collapse. So sorry for that if my English was trouble for you to listen, but I'm gonna upload it all the way. And if you have any actually thoughts about what I said or wanna teach me, I wanna learn. I actually wanna learn. I'm not fighting with anyone. If you have a certain point of view that's gonna teach me anything more than I've already learned, please do. I'm on the internet, I'm in this life, so I can learn. Thank you so much, and see you in another video.